Welcome at video number 82 of the EEP-10 Model Railway Simulator. In the previous video I promised that I would get back at another LUA software explanation, because there were still a few functions that I wanted to add. Given the last situation, I wanted to get rid of the additional memory signals as much as possible, and also I wanted to add a few more via possibilities. We had only one possible via, and it can be useful to have more than one, because we often have a situation when you leave a station, you first cross a bunch of junctions, and then maybe you end up on a single track, and then you enter another station again via a bunch of junctions. So those junctions, the single track and the other junctions, all three of them can be via, and that can be separately reserved or give free, and that gives a bit more flexibility. Well, let's have a look. I'm going to try explain everything that I used now in the software. Let's first have a look at. Of course, you can download the software as usual, and then you do not have to change any letter of code. The only thing that you need to do is define your own blocks and routes. Let's have a look at the simplest of the situations. You have a block A and a block B, and you want a route from block A to block B. Let us have a look at the situation on a real layout. We are moving away now from our small demo. We are now using a larger layout, and well, the situation is exactly the same software, but the only thing that I did is define the blocks and the routes. And let me have a look at the situation over here. There is no train at this moment, but it's just for demonstration, it's okay. You see over here a signal. This is the block that is called Depot West In, and over here there is our Depot West. These 5 tracks in this direction is our Depot West. So I have a block Depot West In, I have 5 blocks for the depot itself, and I have a route from the depot in to all of these 5. How does that look in code? Well, I have to define my blocks, so that is Depot West In, that is defined here. This is just the name. Then you have 2 times false, and when you define your blocks you just fill in false. That is the block reservation flag and the train available flag. The software will figure those out. The most important number is this one. That's the number of the signal. So this apparently over here is signal number 51. You need to do that very carefully, of course. Then there are 2 zeros. We will explain in the next examples what those mean. So what we have here for this situation, block A to block B, we have the 2 blocks defined, and then we define a route. That route is simply stating I go from block 24, this block, I go to block 1, that was this block. I do not have any via blocks, and then I have to switch one junction. The junction number is 15, and I have to switch it to Vaart. Well, that's obviously one of these junctions we need to switch. Alright, so that is the easiest of the situations, and well, that always works quite well, no problems at all. If you fill in your block definitions and your row definitions, all should work fine. Then let us have a look at a situation where we do have a via route. Oh, this was the block definition. Well, we can skip that. We have a via route. We have this situation. I want to go from block A to block B via 1, 2 or 3 other blocks. There's a maximum of 3. Well, let us have an example over here on our layout. We have an example For instance, over here we have a passenger train ready, and that wants to go here on this track and wants to go to station mid track 1. Also we have a cargo train ready that wants to go here on this same track and wants to go to station mid track 3 over here. Well, apparently we need to take care that they never collide. So this part of the track, this piece of track, I made that a separate block, but there is no signal on. No, I don't want anyone to stop there. I just use that block as a reservation. As soon as this train is going, has got its route from the software, it will reserve this block, and that means that train cannot go there until the block is free, which is done with the sensor. And also you see a little situation here with the junctions at the end of a station. Over here we have a crossing. Track north 3 and 4 are crossing track 5. So also that crossing I need to protect, because well, there could be a train coming from here wanting to go to track 5, and well, if I reserve this crossing, then that cannot happen. So I have here a train that wants to go from north 3 or 4 to mid 1, and I want to do that via this block and via that block. Well, that is easy. I first define my my blocks. Where am I? I'm here. I want to define my blocks. So this is station north 4 or 3. And this is station mid. That's just simple blocks of the stations. And then I have a via block. I gave that a name. This is the crossing of north 3, 4 with north 5. And that via block has no signal on, and for that reason I give it a dummy signal number 999, just so that nothing goes wrong. That's what you need to do to define a via block. Actually just give it a name and give it this dummy number for the signal. Also that single track, that was the via north mid single track, that is just a reservation block, and I give it a dummy number 999 for the signal. And then I have my route over here. I want to go from block 13, yes, that was this block. I want to go to block 19, yeah, that was that one, station mid 1. And then I want to go via block 16, 17 and 0. Well, I have only 2 via blocks, and the third one is then 0. And then there's another 0 that is for other purposes. So these are the blocks I need to do this, and there's 4 blocks involved and only 1 route. Well, it looks maybe complicated, but it is not. It is actually all quite straightforward. Then let's have a look at yet another situation. We wanted to be able to have this situation where I have 1 block that has 2 directions. That's often on a station. You want to be able to stop in both directions. We have an example over here on this layout. There's at this moment no train, but over here we have our station mid. It has 2 tracks, 1 and 2. Those are for the passenger trains, and that's why they have this how do you call it in English? I don't know. This perron, where the people can get in and out of the trains. And then we have here lane number 3, and that is where I want the cargo trains to go. All cargo trains, so that means the ones that go in this direction, but also the ones that go in this direction. So this is a 2-directional track, and trains have to be able to stop here at this signal and also here at this signal. Well, that means that we need to take care that we have 1 block, actually 1 piece of track, but we define 2 virtual blocks on that, and both have their own signal, yeah, because it's a real physical signal. Trains have to be able to stop there. So now I need to do something extra, because suppose that the software is saying, well, I am going to put this route that goes to mid 3 east, I'm reserving that route. Well, that means that the block mid 3 is now reserved, but it should at the same time be reserved for the west traffic. I mean, we cannot have two trains at the same moment. We have only one block available. It virtually is two blocks, but one physical block. So that is where we have this multiple reservation. We need now to add multiple reservations. So if the software reserves block 21, it sees over here, oh, wait a moment, I have to reserve one other block, and the number is number 22. Yes, that's this block. So if the software reserves this block, then it automatically also reserves this block. You do not have to do anything in the software for that. It is all already built in the software. But what you have to do is to say this to the software, that it needs to reserve the opposite block number. Yeah? So don't forget that. If you have two directions on one block, always also reserve the opposite direction, and the software will take care that it goes all well. That was situation number 3, and then the last one is situation number 4. We wanted to have this possibility to have different types of trains go to different routes. Yes, we also have that on this layout. Over here, for instance, over here, we see a passenger train that is going in that direction and then is going from station south. It is going to station north. But the passenger trains, I always want to end up at station north, track 3 or 4. But there could also be a cargo train here. This is station south 1. I have only one track here. That track is both for passenger and cargo trains. But the cargo trains, I want to go here to station north, track 6 or 7. You see a cargo train over here on track 7. So I need to know here if this is a passenger train or if this is a cargo train. And if it is a passenger train, it can only get a route to 3 or 4. And if it is a cargo train, it can only get a route to 6 or 7. Well, how can I do that? Well, that is not very difficult. Again, I have to make two virtual blocks. It's both station south, one, but it is a cargo or a passenger train. That's just the definition. They have the same signal number, yeah, because this block has only one signal over here. So the signal number is the same, but to be able at startup to distinguish those, I now am going to make use of an additional memory signal. Yeah, so this is normally 0 only in the situation where you have this two or maybe 3 or 4 train types on one track. You need a memory signal so that at startup the software can figure out that there is a different type of train there. And then again, also in this situation, because we have now two virtual blocks on one physical block, you need to do this multi-reserve again. So I say if the software reserves block 6, it should also reserve block 7. Yeah, that it's a twin. And vice versa, if it reserves block 7, it also has to reserve one other block, and that number is number 6. So this takes care of the reservation for both blocks, and this takes care of the memory that we need for startup. How can we see that memory? Well, I have here in the bottom two additional signals. They are just on a loose piece of track, as you can see. And those are the only ones that use this situation of passenger and cargo trains. All the other tracks have only one type of train on them. Okay, so that is taken care of that. Then we see one more thing over here, that is our main off switch. You can use that to switch the traffic off and then wait until all the trains have reached their destination and are detected. And then you can save your software, and then at startup it will go well. If you want to restart your traffic, never use the switch. This is only an off switch. If you want to restart, you need to go to the software and restart the software. and then it figures out where the trains are. Okay, well, enough talking. I think I hope at least that with the explanations of these 4 different situations, you can look it back in the video, and it's also in the code, of course. I hope you will be able to do this yourself. It is really not complex. It's only one time look into it very well, and then you can do it. Okay, let's just start this up and see if we have some traffic going. Okay, I see a train moving here. That means that at the same time one will be drawn out of the depot. Yes, that happens. I see this cargo train going here to station mid. It will go to track 3 as we described. That is this track over here. And obviously this train temporarily has to wait because this track is occupied. And only if the cargo train is over here, we will see that this train is going to leave. So let's just have a look if that really happens. Over here we can read which trains are available and which blocks are reserved. Okay, now here we can read that the block is not reserved anymore, but as you see, this train is immediately going. So in the meantime the block is reserved again. That can go very quick. Okay, another passenger train is coming in, but obviously that will have to wait now. We will have a look at this cargo train. It comes here indeed and station mid track 3, and if it's here, yeah, it will see that this block is available, so it will immediately go to this block and go then into the depot. Over here we saw a train leaving station 1 again, which means that another train has left the depot to go into station 1. But now this is a cargo train, so somewhere over here we should be able to see, even if it's only a second, that we have station 1 cargo available. Maybe we can see that for a second, and then I can of course stop the movement for a while. Let's see if that happens. Over here we should read station 1 cargo. It's not there because the signal is very close, the sensor is very close to the signal, but it will be somewhat right now. Yes, there it was, I think. No, not yet, I was too soon. Okay, yes, there it was. That software goes really a lot faster than your eye can see. So, well, okay, let's not look for it. It's already gone, the train, so it happened without us noticing it. Oh, I did stop the traffic, that's not good. Okay, well, anyhow, we should be able to see that this is a passenger train on a cargo train. Oh, I can show it over here, of course, because there simply are 2 different sensors. Yeah, over here is a sensor that says only for cargo trains reserve, or say that there's a train available for block 6, and then the other sensor says only for passenger trains reserve, say that there's a train available for block 7. See there, so there's 2 sensors that distinguishes between 2 train types, and that means that we can have 2 different routes. Alright, well, let's have one last final look at this. Oh yeah, well, before I close this video, what I did is I built in only the traffic for this depot that goes westward, or yeah, it looks in this position south, but it is really west traffic, the counterclockwise traffic. And what I did not yet do is the other depot that has the clockwise traffic, the east depot, because it may be a nice puzzle for those of you who like to figure it out themselves to get that to work. It's not difficult to do, it is just yeah, a piece of, let's say, accurate work that needs to be done. Alright, well, let's have just one little little minute of watching this traffic going. See if we can deduct what is happening. Yes, I see that this passenger train is leaving. That means it makes room now for this passenger train to drive in. That is why this one is now leaving. It's all working, let's say, as a sort of pool system. As soon as a track comes free, the software sees that, and if another train is available, it will just send that train. Right now here a train is leaving south. That means another train can come in from the depot. It's just as simple as that. It's just a matter of a whole lot of blocks and a set of routes that are defined in the software. And if well, there are now 6 trains running. If we would also add the definitions for the blocks and the routes for these 6 trains, 5 over here and 1 over here, then we have 12 trains running, and all automatic and without any collisions. Okay, well, just to have one little peek at the software, what we did is the software was extended with the 3 vias, maximum 3 vias, and I got rid of all the memory signals. Only have to use additional memory signals if you have different train types. As you can see, there are at this moment 25 block definitions. Some of them are vias, and most of them are just normal blocks, but you can see here some of them are via blocks. I put also via in the name so that I can see that easily in the printout. And then we have 20 routes defined. So it's not really that complex, but if you would like to add the other depot, that will mean another 25, well no, less, let's say 15 new blocks maybe, and another 20 routes, and then we have it fully automated. Okay, well, this software is for me, I think, the final version. Well, never say final, there's always some fine-tuning or some addition, but I'm already in the process of testing it on a really big layout that is, let's say, 4 times as big as this one, and it is yeah, it's working. I can use the same software and just add my block definitions and route definitions, and it automates. Well, if you plan to use it, I hope you have fun with it, and maybe see you back in a later video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.